So in this masterclass, I'm going to talk about speaking your truth and why it is so important, and how it is actually, my partner keeps saying actually, how it's actually, inside joke, impossible to live up to your full potential if we are not speaking our truth. And because society has this thing that's a lie that's been passed down, that's like being feminine is weak. There's a lot of women, I used to do this too, going around in their masculine, controlling, fighting, and like, look, I'm speaking my truth. And so, dude, write this down. If you're fighting all the time with everybody, and if you say shit like, I know, but your life is not a living embodiment of it, then that energy is like, it's coming from a lack and a toxic masculine. And there's no truth in that because we're women. So I literally used to think that I was like, the more fights I win, like, you're not getting away with that. How dare you? And like, I would just had to win everything and be right. And I was like, oh, that's my truth. And couldn't be further from it, because we don't feel good when we fight. There's nobody that's like, oh, I feel so enlightened and peaceful and I'm so trusting to the universe. Like, I've never heard anybody say that. I've never felt anybody's energy that felt amazing and abundant. And when we're in that like gnarly head, masculine, I know, the freaking know-it-all, the controlling, the fighter, the one that always has to be right. When we are in that space, like in that mindset, it has a negative effect on like everything we do, because we're already coming in this attitude of like defense and masculine, and it creates a lot of like friction through our life. So we're going to talk today about what speaking our truth really is and how to do it, and some tips. It's going to be amazing for you. This was totally the game changer for me, because I used to use all of my energy fighting to be right and feeling so proud of myself, like, oh yeah, look, nobody got away with that, while like I'm dying in the next room feeling lonely and broken and depressed. And so I would never ever equate that to winning today, but to my ego it was like, yeah, you one-upped them, like you put them down. So here's one really beautiful standard to, if you are really serious about living up to your full potential and speaking your truth, then this standard is like a golden ticket for you. So I've written truth equals I. Now it goes right into my first bullet point that says you get to choose how you feel. So for so long I was in this full masculine, controlling, and I would say like, you ruined my day, like you're an asshole, you. And so I was just always super like obsessed and hyper focused with everything outside of me. Like, this man is ruining my life. My mom said this and it's ruining my life. And so I was like a walking reactive ball, like always having to get the last word in, always having to be right. And today I know, because nobody can jump inside my body and my soul and like change my feelings. I'm not like a freaking Teddy Ruxpin and somebody can like jump in and just like make me say this thing. Like, I am responsible for how I feel, and that's so empowering. And when we say I'm just speaking my truth, you, then that is a sure sign that we are an ego. That is a dead giveaway that we are in our head, and it is like, you can't get more like hit the nail on the head for the opposite of truth. So we are not speaking our truth when we have you, because I mean, we love to blame. I was like the queen of blaming my ex-husband for ruining my life, but nobody had me in handcuffs. And so I was like, you're ruining my life, like acting like I'm in prison with handcuffs. But like, I woke up and chose to be in that relationship and be there every day. So the truth, I mean, I feel, this is how I grew up anyway, maybe you can resonate, that there was no communication. It was just like fighting. So it was either everybody agreed, which was so rare, so the peace was like less than 20% of my life. But then like when we didn't agree, it was crazy. And it was totally fighting. And so all I learned, like the only tool that I had when I was little was like fight till the death and like you. And so it's totally, I completely have conversations with people that I disagree with, because I'm not disagreeing with the fact that their essence is like this beautiful, pure piece of the universe, the same as mine. Like we are one, we are manifested from the universe, so we're all connected. That's not what, like I can disagree with ideas and that's okay. And it's not a World War III. It's not a crazy fight till the death. And it's not uncomfortable. Like I can still be totally connected, even when I might not be saying like it might not be the most awesome conversation. It doesn't turn into anger, or like, when there's anger there, that's not who we really are. We're not this like bitchy, bully voice that's like an a-hole and controlling and pushing and masculine. Like that's not the real us. So I just simply am like, that's not our truth. Like we can 100% speak always with love and respect. We don't have to, and that doesn't mean that we're like, everything's perfect, everything's fine. That doesn't mean you're faking it. It definitely means though, hey, I feel like super insecure about that. Was that your intention? Or I felt like totally, alone that in this moment. Like, what was your intention? What did you mean? I don't want to assume anything. Like, it's so easy to have a conversation, but as women, we love to overcomplicate and over chat, and when we're coming in with that societal masculine, like speaking my truth means getting my way, and that is the opposite. There's no feminine connection in that energy. So you get to choose how you feel. I mean, that's so freaking empowering. Like, dude, nobody can jump in your soul and F with you. So when we can understand, like, okay, these are my feelings, I can focus on something else. The never losing the power and never feeling powerless or unsafe, because we know that we can choose, like choice, write that down. Having a choice is like Wonder Woman energy. It's just the most empowering, beautiful place to be. Like I get to. Feels so good. So blaming equals disempowered. I've already brought up with my ex-husband, but like up until I was 26, I was like literally a little 5-year-old brat, just like talking shit on people when they left the room. And this chick in yoga ruined my class. And this guy in the surf ruined my surf. And my mom she called me and said this. And it's like, so if somebody's choices, because we all choose how we speak and how we feel and our temperament and our energy, like nobody can just like make you lose your shit. Like we have this choice in it. So when we're sitting in this space of you are making me feel like this, that's called blame. That's victim energy. That's not Wonder Woman energy. That's being in the head. It's being disempowered, usually a toxic masculine. And there's no like space for you to just like ground, take a pause, come into your heart. And we like pigeonhole into like, when we blame it, just there's one road. It's like, I'm a victim, you did this to me. And then we just usually go down the rabbit hole, and that's when shit gets we fight with people, we get sick, accidents happen, feels like doomsday, all these bad things are happening. It's like, oh my God, one thing after another, how many things can I take? But what I'm gonna ask you to do is take a really big check-in, and like, if whatever in your life you want and you don't have, like really go deeper than that and ask yourself, are you blaming somebody, your ex, your mom, your sister, the economy, the president, religion, the weather, your country? Like, because if we didn't have any blame, then we would have no excuses and we would have all the power and we would just show up like a boss and do the things that we needed to do instead of crying about what other people do with their choices. Like if somebody chooses to be a dick, like, okay, that's your choice. But like, dude, I'm in control of my feelings and I'm gonna choose happy. You know what I'm saying? Third point, are your words creating dog shit or harmony? I thought of this challenge the other day, and it's like, I'm gonna challenge you to go through your phone. You can wait just a few minutes, I'm almost done. And go through the last 5 conversations, so text messages or Instagram or Facebook or whatever, WhatsApps that you've had. And see if the energy was like, are you feeling sorry for yourself? Are you complaining? Complaining about the weather or winter or this or like, are you having the opposite effect of love. Like, so every woman tells me like, I want to have it all. I want love. Like, oh my gosh, you're so confident. You're so happy. Your body, you're so strong. You're with your soulmate. You have money. You're successful. You're spiritual. And I'm like, yeah, that totally, because I'm choosing this. Because I can look through the last 5, I can look through the last 50 conversations in my phone, and I'm not complaining or blaming or talking shit or saying you did this to me, you ruined my life. That's all dog shit energy. Like, that is totally making it about self. It's really self-centered. It's victim energy, and it sucks, because I know that when you get a shitty message from somebody, you're not like, yes, inspired AF. You're like, ugh. You know, it's like, ugh, like we feel it like a freaking gut punch. So are you creating dog shit? Like, you can just measure real quick, go through your last 5 messages and see how bitchy and complainy they were. Or are you creating harmony? So are you like, taking responsibility, like, damn, I didn't try my best today, so I obviously didn't get the results that I wanted, but I'm gonna wake up tomorrow as a brand new day. Like, it's not about being perfect. I used to really have this idea that like, oh, everything will be perfect and then I'll be happy. Like, I'll never have a challenge. I'll never experience somebody being mean, or I'll never experience, fear or crazy weather, or like, challenges is the only way that I can look at it. And that is an insane measurement, because the very essence of life is that we're going to experience challenges. So you can still be creating harmony. Like, the things I talk about aren't super pleasant. Like when I say like I was sexually abused as a child and I was super poor and I blamed my ex-husband so hard for ruining my life. I completely blamed to literally, I wanted to take my own life. That's how disempowered I felt when I blamed. And so it's not that I am only talking about pleasant things, but I'm taking responsibility for where I am and what I have. And that brings harmony in. That's why we love movies with the hero's journey. You hear me talk about the hero's journey a lot. So it's not about being perfect and everything's fine. That's called faking. Everything's great. That's called being disconnected. That's weird. Jesus, that's insane. But when we take responsibility, and it's not like, oh yeah, you know why I didn't freaking get that job interview? Because this bitch, it's like, oh, okay, I didn't get the job interview. Like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hire a coach that's going to help me train for interviews. It's like, that is so much more inspiring. But in both cases, like, we still lost, So it's like losing with grace. So I want you to check in. Are you creating dog shit or harmony with your words and with your messages and with your intention? And the last one is, do you measure success by getting your way? Like, do you measure truth by getting your way in conversations, or by feeling peace within? So again, it's just rounding it back. It's just so simple. Like, we're brainwashed in this masculine to, oh, I spoke my truth because I was right and I won. And it's like, oh, if we're measuring our success by winning and strong-arming and controlling and fighting, like, I'm not so happy, because everybody agrees with me and because everybody tells me I'm amazing. Like, dude, the more successful we get and the bigger we grow, like, the more it's just a numbers game. It's like, of course there's going to be more women in their head that are like upset that I, have it all. So it's just a numbers game. It's like, I don't take it personal if somebody sends a mean message. I understand that's a reflection of them, but I'm not going to measure, oh, I spoke my truth because this woman sent me a message and it was like psycho, so I fucking told her. Like, that energy is so gnarly. And it's not like, I'm not gonna, if I'm in harmony, I'm not gonna, and someone doesn't feel safe or loved, so they therefore, act that out, I'm not gonna drop there, like, fight in this ego dog shit, like, cockfight, and then like be like, oh, I'm so much better, and get on a high horse. It's like, dude, I'm gonna like keep cruising in my love clouds, and I'm not gonna measure by getting my way or winning a fight, or overpowering or strong arming or I measure by how I feel. So I'm like, it's not about getting my way. It's not about being perfect or right. And if I feel powerless because I'm blaming, I don't feel peace inside. I feel taken advantage of. I feel resentment, and I feel mad anger. Like, when I was blaming my ex-husband for ruining my life, which I walked into that marriage, so there's no blame. Man, it's crazy. But I was so disempowered. I was so angry and I was so upset. And I just kept measuring by like, I need to win this fight because he hurt me so bad. And it's like that energy is like, I can't change what's happened. I can't control anybody else, but I didn't feel peace within. I felt so unworthy and I felt so powerless. Like I literally felt like an ant could whoop my ass. I felt so powerless. So I'm gonna have you shift your barometer instead of, oh, everybody tells me I'm right and amazing, because that's never gonna happen. It's impossible, not gonna happen. Let's measure like truth and speaking our truth, by how we feel. So by feeling peace within, because I'm winning when I feel peace and I'm winning when I feel happiness. And I don't have to get the last word in. I don't need to message people back that are just having a fight with themselves. It has nothing to do with me. So I don't message back because that's not how I measure. I'm like, how do I feel? Okay, I feel stoked. I feel supported. I feel love. And that's how I measure truth. Okay, I'm going to tell you what your next step is. Okay, so your next step is definitely come to my free online workshop. The link is in the description, so don't miss out on this. Do not procrastinate on this, sis. It's going to freaking help so much. You're not powerless. You're not a dum-dum. Life isn't harder for you. Like it wasn't easier for me to have forgiveness and acceptance and access my feminine and have it all. It wasn't easier. It's just that when you don't have the recipe, it's like makes it really impossible to get there. So this workshop is to help you find your purpose. And that means all across the board. Like, dude, you don't have to settle in any areas. It's like a queen doesn't beg for crumbs and be like, should I want more? Like, it's your birthright. Yes, you deserve to have more. It's online. And this is a new free workshop. So I'm super excited about this one because it is badass and it's going to help you so much. It's literally the 5 steps you need to do to live up to your full potential. So 5 virtually unknown secrets that will help you break free from guilt and find love. And if you're like, oh my gosh, like what if I'm describing you about speaking your truth? Like you always have to win. Take shit so personally. Mrs. I know, but your life is not a living embodiment of it. It always blows my mind. And I was so that chick. Like I was a disaster. Like my business was shit. It wasn't even a business. It's like you can't even call it a business if you don't have any clients. And anytime somebody would give me feedback, I would take that as like, oh, you think I'm not good enough? And I would just fight. And it's like, oh, I know. Okay, really? Why don't you have it then? Why are you not happy? Why is your life not a living embodiment of it? So we are primed like from society because again, it's like so weak if you're, in your feminine, but that's not the only way. Like you have another option, you have another choice. So like I said, having a choice makes this so beautiful and empowering. And if you're gonna, settle for less than you were put here to do, but you're not gonna choose to do something different and then you're gonna feel sorry for yourself for, but you have a choice, that is crazy. That's insane. So make a choice. Definitely come to the workshop. The link is in the description. Literally gonna blow your mind. I am not about busy work. I'm not about just just manifest him. Really, bitch? How? I'm gonna give you solid tools that you can start using right now to speak your truth, to have compassion, to get out of your head, to come into your heart and to access your feminine, because that's where we're safe and that's what love is. And I care about how you feel. I want you to feel peaceful and happiness. So click that link now.